That raising has prompted a fair bit of talk that there may be a lot of capital raisings coming up again, as there were a couple of years ago. But actually there's some research from Goldman Sachs that tends to put a light of that. The debt equity ratio of the top 200 companies is approaching a 30-year low. Goldman Sachs team reckons there won't be another round of the recapitalisations that we saw a couple of years ago. Indeed, capital raisings are at their lowest level for 2 decades. So actually, they don't need cash, most Australian companies. I mean, some do.
Well, you need it. There are 2 reasons you'd have a capital raising. One is to stop yourself going bust, and the other one is to invest in something that will give you a higher return than the cost of your equity. And at the moment, it's just the same as mums and dads. Why would you borrow money from the bank at 5% to invest in a house that's falling 8% per annum? You simply wouldn't. So it's a question of there are no investment opportunities out there for people to bother raising debt now to invest in. That's why it's at low. It doesn't mean go and buy everything because everyone's got a strong balance sheet. It doesn't mean that at all.
The only people that are raising capital at the moment are people who've got no choice, and that is people with holes in their balance sheets generally. And that's been a theme of this season, you know, where the auditing firms are getting tougher and tougher on asset values. They're forcing more write-offs, and generally you'll find that the capital raisings are linked with a balance sheet restructuring of some kind.
And they're probably, as you said on the show last week, you know, they're probably anticipating the possibility of another GFC-style event, and so they're getting quick.
I think that's true. I think there's a little bit of sort of, you know, just sort of getting a bit of a capital buffer around them as well, certainly for cyclical companies, because they don't. This cycle's been, you know, strong, you know, weaker for longer, I guess, than many people had expected, and nobody quite knows, as we know from Europe, what's going to go on. So better to get it in now. Remember back in 2008, the people that went really late got really hurt.
Even the ones that went early were right on the back foot. They were reacting rather than proactively raising capital.
And the same applies to IPOs, or new floats, really. I guess we've got a little graphic here of the top 5 this year of new floats. 9 million will get you in the list. And almost halfway through the year, IPOs in total have raised about $220 million. And to put that in context, the QR National float alone in 2010 raised $4.6 billion. So really nobody's getting any floats away.
You wouldn't want to be, you know, a corporate finance department
yeah,
at the moment.
You wouldn't want to be ahead of ECM right now.
Because you watch in broking, they get rid of the marketing, then peripheral back office, then dealers. The last thing they cut is the corporate guys. But you know, that is telling you, God, it better change soon.
Yeah, we've done some statistics recently, and globally, the level of corporate activity in IPOs and M&A is at the lowest level it's been for 30 years, and it's just amazing how low it is. And I mean, how long that can continue, I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because so far at least we haven't seen a huge shakeout in the broking and investment banking world. I haven't seen any going belly up. We haven't seen a lot of mass sackings. Maybe they've been sacked quietly. Is that right?
Oh no, I don't think there's been a headcount pullback, but I don't think they've really started to cut yet. I think a lot of brokers, to tell you the truth, are very used to cycles, and they go break even, and they know how to maintain that and sit it out.